I'm so excited. I feel like this is my first time. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to AskAP Live. Come on in. I'm going to give y'all a moment to come on in because we got to do some housekeeping before the show gets started. I am super excited to have y'all back tonight. I feel like I've been gone for a long time, and I really haven't. I've only been off for a month, but it seemed like forever. Welcome back to the show. If this is your first time, I thank you so much for jumping on. I pray that this is not your last time. This is a really good show. Not saying it because it's mine. I'm saying it because it's true. Shout out to my old faithfuls that are here. Hey, Tasha. Glad that you made it back to the show, girl. Hey, Nene. Hey, Ebony. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with me while I was off. I was not playing around while I was off. I was actually preparing for AskAP Live in-person show, which I officially have a date. It is August the 31st right here in Detroit. So if you are not in Detroit and you want to come to the live in-person show, please feel free to check them flights because it's going down August the 31st. I have a insane lineup. I have pulled out all the bells and whistles. Thank the Lord that everything is just totally falling into place. And I couldn't be more excited about AskAP Live, the in-person show. It is going down again August 31st right here in Detroit, Michigan. So Tasha, Ebony, I know y'all out of town. If y'all want to come, it's time to book those flights in advance because it's going down. Thank y'all so much. If you're just tuning in and this is your first time, I appreciate you. I hope this is not your last. I miss you too, Nene. We got to talk very, very soon. So this month, the shows are called Meet the Managers. And so we're going to talk to some of the managers of the hottest artists. I'm talking rappers, singers, in this city and outside this city, some hardworking people that do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Some people you may know, some people you may not know, but after this month, you will know who these people are. If you are looking for for a manager, this is a good show for you. If you're an artist, you will learn so much tonight on how to select the right managers and what managers actually do. I got some great people coming on all month long. Tonight, one of my good friends, my brother, Ced Louie of Hands Up Management will be on the show. He should be tapping in very soon. So it's going to be a great, entertaining and informative show. So you want to make sure that you stay here and you stay tuned to what I have going on all month long. Again, AskAP Live, girl, I have been working my butt off to bring y'all this live show like no other. If you missed the one last year, it's going to top that one. And that one was really good. That one was really, really good. It blew my mind. But this one this year is something different. I want to tell y'all so much more, but I promise in the next week or so, the flyers will be out. You'll get to see the lineup. I have a special musical performance. And so the whole thing is just going down. August 31st, please save the date. AskAP Live in-person show. Oh, I can tell y'all this. It is a all-white affair. Don't ask me where I got the white from. I just think it's going to look good for the camera. So it is an all-white affair. Details are on the way. And I'm super excited. This month off that I needed all of June was to kind of plan and get things in order for a live show. It takes a lot to put on the live show. And I'm so grateful and thankful. I always tell y'all about relationships and having the right relationships and how relationships are better than money. Because a lot of things that go on with AskAP is built solely on me having a relationship with people. So I'm telling y'all, don't be out here burning bridges because you never, ever know who you may need one day. So make sure you keep your relationships tight. Make sure you honor people. Make sure you give people their flowers while they are here. Make sure you are kind to people and that you're doing right by people. And I promise you, it's gonna work out for you because you need your relationships. So I'm waiting on Ced. He know how I am about time. It's 9:02. He better get in here. But we're gonna have a good show tonight. Me and Ced been knowing each other for a long time. So I'm praying that we don't laugh all the way through the show. But let me see if he's in here. It don't look like he in here. He's not in here right now. They know how I am about time. He better come on. Thank you so much for tuning into the show, everybody. I see some new people here. First Class Accessory. I never seen you before. Thank you so much for tuning in. Miss Misha, to you, thank you so much for being on the show. Why don't you guys do me a favor and share the video? Tell your family, tell your friends, tell people who are not your friends. It doesn't matter right now. Get some people on the show this month long. Meet the managers. I have a great manager lineup. And it's gonna be a good month. I'm excited about this month. So tell your people they want to tune in to AskAP. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see if Ced is on here. He know how I feel about time. Everybody know how I feel about time. It's something we can't get. Here we go. Perfect. Let me get him in here. The invite is sent.
What up, though?
You 3 minutes late, sir.
I
You
know.
know how I feel about time. 3 minutes late. You 3 minutes late. Okay, y'all, we gonna get started. I really don't even know how to introduce this man. This is so funny. Like, I really don't even know how to introduce this man. I have been knowing Ced Louie for a extremely long time. It almost seems like it's been all of my life. It has almost been all of my life. It's been like how many years, Ced? We met in what,
All of your life, damn near.
I was 23 years old. I do remember that. I was 23 years old. I've been knowing Ced absolutely all of my life. Fun fact, me and Ced met at Radio 1 Detroit. I had just got hired in as a board op. And Ced is the reason that I know how to work a board. Ced is the reason that I know how to work a board. I came fresh out of school and I got my first job as a board op. I did not start off on air. That's a whole nother story. But I was a board operator for Radio 1 Detroit, and Ced taught me how to work the board. And I think that's where we met, and that's how we became friends. And we ended up, crazy enough, being on the air together eventually, like years down the line. We ended up being on the air together, which was a insane time. That's classic. That was classic. An insane time.
Shout out to Search.
Shout out to MC Search, who definitely put us on. We were some fools on Saturday night. But Ced is an all-around great person.
Remember we did the Kwame skit?
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. This is about you. I don't want to do that. Ced is an all-around good guy, stand-up guy, great father, great friend, great brother. And he was the first person I wanted to highlight on Meet the Managers, because although he was wearing many hats at this time, he has always been in an artist management. He's always been consulting artists and running all over the country with artists, and this is like his baby, and it's always been something major for him. So when I thought about Meet the Managers, I was like, I gotta have my brother on. So everybody, this is Ced Louie. Thank you so much, Ced, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. People on here already talking about they need a manager. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. So, Ced, I like to talk when I first get on the show. I like to talk about foundation. I like to do a little bit of background work because I believe that we are who we are today based upon where we been, our experiences, how we grew up, things of that nature. So just introduce people to you. What is your background? You know, where did you start before you became a manager, and what did that look like for you growing up?
Um, all right, quick. I'm gonna give you the quick version.
Give me the quick version because I know you was about to give me the long one. Give me the quick one.
So, long story short, like I played music as a kid, got into sports, kind of got away from music. Wasn't like a realistic thing. Didn't know nobody doing it. Didn't know I could do it. Played sports. Went to college. Played football. When I went to college, I ended up meeting still my good friend Locke, and my homeboy Corey. I actually started off producing. Like I had got Fruity Loops, so I was like making beats. They wasn't that good at that time,
They
You know,
wasn't good.
yeah. So they was like they'd be like rapping over my beats and shit, and I ended up getting hurt. I tore my ACL. So during that time, I kind of just had like time to reflect, and that's when I was like, yo, I really want to do the music shit. So in doing that, like I kind of started doing my research, and I just got obsessed with like how it worked, right?
Mhm.
So when I started like doing that research and finding out how it worked and the people that made it work, um, I came across Mona Scott and Chris Lighty.
Mhm.
They ran a company called Violator Management, um, and I just became completely obsessed with that. Like, they had all these crazy clients. They had LL Cool J, they had Puffy, Fat Joe, 50 Cent, Red Cafe. For those who know Red Cafe, the franchise at the time.
Right.
Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, like they just had all these motherfuckers that was popping, right? So I was like, damn, like these motherfuckers is behind everybody. Like I want to be like them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I end up dropping out of Tiffin. I came back to Detroit. I think my first like real was like going to New York. My homeboy Corey that I mentioned, he
Mhm.
ended up going to do an audition for Freestyle Friday on 106 and Park.
Mhm.
So he lived in Canton, Ohio. So what I would do is I would catch the Greyhound from Detroit to Canton.
Mhm.
I would get in the car with him, my man Debo, his brother. We would drive to Debo grandma house in Jersey,
Mhm.
right there, then go do the audition. Corey actually made the show,
Mhm.
and then he was on the show for like a month. So literally for every week for a month, I do that same routine every week. Get on the Greyhound, go to Ohio, drive to New York, go do the show, drive back to Ohio, catch the Greyhound back to Detroit.
Mhm.
That was my routine for a whole month. So that was like my first time like going out to New York City and all that. So that kind of like opened my eyes and I started seeing stuff. So when I came back home, I didn't know nobody. So I wanted to figure out how did I get into music? So I ended up going to Specs Howard. No, first I went to jail. First I went to JLB and tried to get an internship. They like, well, we're not giving no internship if you're not in school.
I think we both got shut down over there.
Yeah, we're not giving no internship if you're not in school.
Right. Right.
Like, damn, okay. So I was like, well, I know I ain't going back to, because I had just dropped out of college in Ohio. Like, I ain't
Mhm.
that. So then that's when I found out about Specs Howard.
Yeah.
So then I went, looked at that, found out you could get financial aid to go there. And then
Yeah.
I enrolled at Specs Howard, all in hopes of getting an internship, which I did end up getting an internship at Clear Channel.
Look
Um,
at you.
and then I did start meeting a lot of people.
Mhm.
And it just was dope. That's how I actually first met Search.
Okay.
Search was on air at JLB, so that's how I first got introduced to him. We wasn't cool. We was nowhere as tight as we is now, but
Yeah.
that's how I first got introduced to him. Um, I did, however, it was this guy named Marquise Hatchett. He ran like a street team. So I worked at Best Buy. So I would always see Marquise at Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
He would come there every two. This is when release days was on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd come in there every Tuesday buying the new movies and new CDs that came out. Then I start seeing him when I interned at the radio station. I see him at the radio station too. So I'm like, damn, what up? He like, oh, you do for Best Buy. So he like, and then he just asked me, he's like, shit, you want? He's like, I do street team, I do this, do you wanna? So I started doing street team stuff with him. From there, I end up reconnecting with an old friend, my homeboy Anthony Bird. Like his father and my stepfather were like good friends growing up. So we knew each other as kids, but we kind of like drifted apart or whatever. Um, he had a rap group called the Rat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
They had been going back and forth to New York too. So they end up having this manager, this guy named Light, who Light was from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And Light was like Light was a street nigga for real. Like, shout out to Light. He was trying to change his life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Light was working with Lenny S.
Mm-hmm.
So with working with the group, I go out to New York. We was going back and forth, and then I ended up getting cool with Lenny S. So long story short, the group ended up breaking up. That ain't end up working out. But through that whole process, like Lenny took a liking to me. He was like, "Yo, he's like, I see you really wanna do this for real." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit, he's just like, here go all my contact info, blah blah blah. He was like, hit me up whenever you in New York, blah blah blah. So I should just randomly start going to New York, just
Absolutely. You had a plug there, so now you got to keep going back.
yeah. So I would say so. There's three people I have to credit. Like if I have to give credit to like people who really it's more than three, but these are the people who built the foundation of where my career went. So first it was Lenny S. So Lenny S, like when I would go to New York, this is like right time wise. This is like when Jay-Z became president of Def Jam. So Lenny started working. He went back to Def Jam to where Jay brought him back to be an A&R at Def Jam. So I just be going and setting up a B up at in his Def Jam office with him. So he would introduce me to people around the office. When there'd be parties, he'd take me out with him, introduce me to everybody. He'd be like, "Yo, this my man from Detroit. Y'all need to know him." And this time I'm like 22 years old. Like I have nothing going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he presented me in a way like, "Yo, y'all need to know this nigga." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of like started my network of people. Then after that is when I started doing the radio stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all remember. Obviously, I don't know some people, but I started working with Sick Notes.
Yep.
Shout out to Pep and Wick. I was interning at their studio as an engineer. I actually met Wick at Specs Howard. I was skipping class at Specs Howard.
How do you skip at Specs Howard, bro?
Because you know how no, this is how I skip it. Because you know how like
I don't even want to know.
No, lit. So you know how like sometimes you have to be upstairs doing the in the classroom stuff.
Oh.
And then sometimes it'll be the other class will be down in the radio stations. I told her I was in the classroom that day. I ain't feel like being in there, so I went down to the radio stations and was down there with the other class, like down there kicking it with them.
So you meet you.
So with the hallway, Whit was
okay.
coming there with flyers. He was about to put out these flyers for an internship at their studio. So when I seen them, like I knew who Sick Notes was, but I didn't, I had never met them, but I knew who they were. And when I seen the logo on the flyer, I'm like, damn, you Sick Notes? He like, yeah. So I looked at the flyer, read it. I'm like, you don't even got to put them out. I was like, I'm your intern. And he didn't put the flyers up. He took them with him, and he took my number, and then he called me like a couple days later. I went and met with him and Pep at Pep House.
Yeah.
They talked, they said, all right, cool. I ain't hear from him for like 3 months after that. But this was right around the record they did for D12, How Come was just about to come out. So they was in the middle of all that was going on. So that record ended up coming out, and they end up opening a studio in Oak Park. And then they called me when they opened the studio, and then I went up there and they was like, "Shit, you still want to intern?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hey, yeah." I went up there and started interning with them. Um, Actually, they ended up becoming my first like big client for real. So let me tell you how that went. Shit with Lenny S. Um, they end up having the manager they was working with end up leaving the company they were signed to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who was that now? Somebody knocking at the door of the studio. Uh, they end up. Hey, Kev, I think your stuff out there. My bad.
Always managing.
Yeah. So the manager of the company they were with left. So you know what I'm saying? They had this thing, take notes. They had this thing in their contract called a key man clause. So like
Mm-hmm.
you sign to like a management company and you come through a particular person, you can have in there what's called a key man clause. So like if that person leaves the company, you're not binded to stay with this
To
company.
stay with
You know what I'm
company.
saying? Now, you have the option, you can, but you
Right.
have the option to be able to get out of your agreement because the person that you came with isn't there anymore. So they have
Gotcha.
a key man clause. So they end up leaving from that company. Who was it? It was Sanctuary. That was the name of the company. So they left Sanctuary. So now they don't have a manager. So
Mm.
we sitting there, they like, okay, we got to figure out because there was a lot of stuff going on. They trying to figure out like, hey, uh, who we need a manager. So I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, I know Lenny S. You know what I'm saying? And Lenny was kind of like working with some producers prior to going back to Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I know Lenny. So I hit Lenny. I'm like, yo, you know my dudes? He's like, yeah, I heard of him or whatever. He's like, it's cool. I take a meeting with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we go out to New York. We go up to Def Jam. We meet with Lenny. So we kicking it. And Lenny kind of just was like real. He was like, yo, he was like, I'm over here. He had just signed Fabulous to Def Jam. I think that Ghostface Killer had just signed to Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lenny might have been doing some stuff with Neo. I think he was doing some stuff with Neo at the time, or Chrisette Michelle. It was one of them. He was doing something with one of them.
Right.
Like projects he was working on. So he like, yo, he's like, I'm swamped. I can't manage no producers right now.
Right.
Um, so we sitting in the office, and I'm like, well, if you can't do it, Lenny, shit, can you refer them to a manager? And he looked at me and he's like, shit, why don't you just do it?
Ooh.
Yeah. So Whitney looked at me
I love this.
and they like, fuck it, all right, cool. So I literally went from being a studio intern to their manager. Like that.
So you said, I love this. I love all of this. So you literally said a couple things that stuck out to me a whole lot. One of the things you said was research, because I believe that a lot of times we want to do stuff and we don't figure out what we want to do. Like we don't figure out what it takes to do that. So it was really refreshing that you said that you did research. A lot of people ain't that went over a lot of people's head when
Let me tell you another thing about research. So
okay.
in my mind, I thought, oh, every manager knows everything about music business, which is
Mm,
a lot of niggas don't know shit.
a lot of niggas don't know.
I
Excuse me.
know this. Like I didn't know this, right?
Right.
It's people that they know how to hustle. They know, you know what I'm saying? They know that part of it, right? But like the actual business and the law and like how it works, a lot of people are confused or don't know that, right?
Yeah.
And so I started reading the first book I read, which is it's probably like a beginner's book, that all you need to know about this business music, all you need to know about the music business by Donald Passman. So I read that book first. Shout out to Karen Dumas. Karen Dumas gave me that book. I still owe her that book back too.
Get care of her book back.
I yeah. So yeah, I read that one. So that again, like I was so thirsty for knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, damn. Well, like, what else can I read? Uh, I started just getting my hands on anything that had anything to do with music law.
Yeah.
My homegirl Cara, I always tell Cara. So Cara was going to Wayne State at the time, and she was like working security in the law library at Wayne State. So I used to bring her food for lunch, and she'd let me come in the law library. I ain't go to Wayne State, but she'd let me come in there because I
Very,
food. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So she's like, go ahead. So I was literally in there and I would read like through all these music law books, like
yeah,
learning about the law ins and outs. So
yeah,
I'm thinking I'm doing regular shit. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't, but it ended up serving me well because like
yeah.
I actually got into like doing it full time.
Hmm.
I started getting cool with the music lawyers because I was talking their language, and they like, how you know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So then they like, damn, like, okay. They like, so then they start teaching me more shit that ain't in the books. You know what I'm saying? They like, well, if you know that, do you know this
right.
about this? You should know this. This another like. So they start teaching me all these different things. So I just started accumulating all this knowledge about music law. That shit is priceless. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing that you said, um, that stuck out to me too is relationships.
Yeah.
I always preach relationships and how important it is to have the right relationships and to be in relationships with people, like good people, because I always feel like when you are in the right relationship, the
Hmm.
stuff that you need is going to come to you. That's just how I feel. Like I live by that. And so I honor and value all my relationships because I just feel like they are absolutely priceless, right?
No,
So
for
you said something about your relationship with um what's his name again? The one who
sure.
told you, why don't you do it?
Yeah, Lenny S.
Lenny X. So
Kodak, go follow him. Kodak Lens.
I gotta follow him too. But the thing about that is the fact that you built that relationship with him and he saw what he saw in you, that was a no-brainer for him to say, why don't you do it? You know what I mean? And really give you that spark, like, yeah, I can do it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
relationships are just so important. And talk a little bit about relationships in the industry. Like what relationships look like to you, because you run across a lot of people all the time. You deal with a lot of people all the time. I can barely get you on the phone, but that's another story. You you deal with a lot of people all the time. So just talk about what relationships look like to you and how they play a role in your career. We talking about the right ones. We ain't talking about the wrong ones. Just the
Um,
right, how how they play a part in what you do on your day to day, because you deal with a lot of people all day, every day. That's all you do.
I mean, you're right. Like relationships are the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Number one, I'm just a solid nigga. Number one, so it's like I'm never gonna disrespect nobody that don't need to be disrespected. If I'm mad, if it gets to the point where I'm disrespecting, you really did some hoe shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Part of
Right.
my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so I just found like just being genuine with people, right? Because I wouldn't be where I'm at without relationships.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
you just being genuine with people, just really building with people. Um, like I just be calling people like it's people that I've built relationships for years that like I went years without us making no money. Like I just literally we would kick it, like we was cool, we had common interests, we would talk, and then we'd get to the point like, all right, cool, let's do something. Or they'd come across something they'd think about me. Um, so yeah, no, relationships is everything. Like I just posted something that Wallow said, like it resonated with me because he said, man, you gotta have your phone gotta be strong, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I
And
agree.
and that's happened. Like you know me personally, sometimes I've been down on my ass, and then
Yeah.
like shit, get to all right, and then shit, all right,
And,
cool. Now I'm back together. You know what
and
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just talking about that with somebody, and I was saying the beautiful part about my career is the fact that if I need something, I can get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that in the most grateful way ever. It's people that I can call that I probably, like you said, have not talked to in forever. But because they know me and they know how hard I work and who I am, they can, if I call them.
Let me say something real quick about you, right? Because the people.
Hey,
So,
don't be
no, no.
PC. Like,
So having known you from shit, damn near 15 years, right?
yeah.
So it's like seeing you in the beginning and like how you would deal with shit to
Mm,
now,
yeah.
like night and day.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
who you?
moments, you know what I'm saying? But like you think about things in a different way now.
I do.
Um, Even if you react, right? You react. You might call me, and me and you.
I gotta call people that can talk me off the ledge.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like, and before it's like you would just react, just you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
without thinking about it, just because that just that's who you is. But that's who you is for the people, even the people you love. Like you're gonna
Absolutely.
react. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
just I think it's dope. I just wanted to say it publicly. Like I'm
Oh,
you like a how your growth. You know what I'm saying? And where you going. Um, I just know. You know what I'm saying? So, and you
yeah.
stay in the course, right? No matter what happens.
Yeah.
No, the you know what I'm saying. This shit ain't easy.
It's
You
not.
go through ups and downs, so you stay the course,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get everything you deserve. So I just wanted to say that, like,
I
public
love.
people. No, you my baby. So
I know.
I just
Thank
want
you so much. That 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 makes me feel real good. Like it, uh, because if nobody knows, like for real, I know that you know. You know what I'm saying?
to.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that just makes me feel like, at the end of the day, it's all worth it. Because we have somewhere where we want to be, and it does not happen overnight, and that's just really the real. That's just real. I think that I can speak for you and me when I say there's nothing else that I would rather be doing. You feel what I'm saying? And I understand that it's been a long time, and I feel like, why haven't I arrived yet? You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's
But
like,
in your eyes, though, right? Is that's in your Cause I ain't gonna lie, I still feel like I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be weird. It'd be weird to me when
what
I
you,
go out and
yeah,
people like, "Oh, I see you doing this and I see you doing that," and in my mind,
I swear,
I'm thinking so far
I
next
swear,
year, like in my mind, like because it's things that we got going on that we planned out. So my mind already in next year. So it's I still feel like I ain't shit for real to a degree. So it's
yeah.
like.
I mean, I think we still feel like that because it's so much more work to be done, and it's just like this is really like an everyday, all day thing. Like like we don't get no breaks. We don't, it's just it's a real grind. Like it's real, and it's some people can do this and some people cannot do this,
Oh,
but
who's this? Sports for real 3-1.
we
Uh,
go we gonna go there. We're not gonna answer that right now. I sent
no,
that like three
no,
times.
I got. So can we bring that back up though?
What can we bring? I'm
So
gonna
Mayday,
go right
so Mayday,
there.
so Mayday is actually doing really, really good.
Oh my
Uh,
God! Why did you have to? You skipping ahead of me? See,
I
this is
know.
what
We gonna get to it, but I just had
we
to
gonna get to that. You come
she
on.
was
Let
like,
journalists be a journalist right now. Let me
okay,
do
I
that.
gotta talk about what
You're all in my head. Get out of my head. Who is
Mayday
that? Sports
good.
313. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. So um we gonna spin around. So first group, first people that you manage, signals.
Correct.
That's the first. Okay. Now because y'all going on everywhere, let's incorporate the other artists now and how you transition because signals they're producers.
Yes.
So how do we transfer now from producers to artists? And now we can talk about Mayday. You know I was gonna bring Mayday.
So okay, so with Signals, right? So in working with Signals, there were several artists there, right? You had Mayday, you had my man Red, who ended up being in Day 26.
Mm-hmm.
Had Ray Ray, who people knew Rashard Morgan.
Oh my God, Ray Ray.
Yeah. Listen, when he made Tell It What They Want to Hear and all that, he made that at Signal Studio.
Oh my God.
I remember Christy Love, and Pep. Even before he made Tell Them What They Want to Hear, he had this other, it was like this ballroom record that he had. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but he had this big ballroom record that Chris Kelly absolutely loved this record. I remember we used to be sitting up in the office, like on the CD burning tower, burning all these CDs, putting the labels on them ourselves, putting them in the CD cases, and then we would go out with Chrissy Love to passing these CDs out.
Yeah.
Ray would be performing at like Chris Kelly and them had this radio show. I forgot. It was like one of these mom and pop bars, but they had like this big stage set up in the back parking lot. They had Ray Ray come out to perform. Then, like I said, Ray Ray ended up making Tell Them What They Want to Hear, and then that shit, he was out of here at that point.
So you went from Signals, then you managed Mayday.
Yeah.
Managed
DRG. Yes. Bodie James.
Bodie, we can't forget him. Bodie, and who else was right in that time too? I'm missing somebody.
As far as managing, no, that was it. Like in that time.
Was it that time. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like in that time frame, it was just them. So like I said, Ray Ray was working with Signals. He did Tell Them What They Want to Hear. That ended up blowing up. That's actually how I ended up getting. Speaking of the devil, he hopped in right on time, right on cue. Search, you hopped in right on cue. I was just about to talk about you. So Ray Ray made So Ray Ray made Tell Them What They Want to Hear, and it blew up. So Search ended up approaching us about trying to help us find a situation for Ray Ray. That situation didn't work out. Ray Ray ended up signing with T.I. and doing a deal with Grand Hustle.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, Search was still interested in working with the guys, with Pep and Wit.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember Search took us to Small Plates. That was my first time ever going to Small Plates. So we went to Small Plates and had a meeting. And then Search joined the team as a co-manager with me of Signals. So we worked. Search partner at the time, this lady named CC. CC was in New York. So CC was like big in like the sports world. I remember the first thing we did, the linebacker, Jonathan Vilma.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Vilma had this website, and he wanted his own custom music when people came to his website. He wanted unreleased exclusive music for his website. So he literally paid us money every month to make a beat for him to be on his website. So when people came to the homepage of his website, it was a Signals beat playing.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that for a whole year. And then through that, that's how me and Search developed our relationship. And then around that time, that's when we came to, and then the radio thing happened, and that's how we all came together.
Ooh, what a time. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
Shout out we had Cases of Nouveau.
Oh, Lord, please do not remind me. Oh, my God.
Hey, look, fun fact. Y'all don't know that the No Fly Zone was created on our radio show.
It was. It absolutely was. And Mayday did our intro.
The intro, yep.
And it was cold.
Shout out to Rucker Ali.
Rucker! Oh, my God. Where's Sid, shut. You doing too much. You doing too much. Oh, my God. You know what? Search was out of his mind when he brought Rucker Ali. He was out of his mind when he first walked through wait a minute. What is going on? Like,
Was
that's
my
I gotta find out where Rucka Ali is. I have to find out. I gotta find out. Okay, I knew he was gonna do this. Okay. So talk about we touched on career wise and how things fly back and forth and the grind and the all that it takes to get here. I need you to talk to those who want to be a manager, who think that they want to be a manager. Give them the trials and tribulations, the do's and the don'ts. A lot of people.
LA making millions.
Is he? Oh yeah, I need to talk to him. I need to talk to him. I need a silent partner on AskAP. Come on in, Rucker. Listen. So talk about the trials and tribulations of management. Give us some do's and don'ts for people who think that they want to take this on. Because me personally, I could never. I can barely manage myself. I couldn't do it. So just talk about for those who want to be managers, what does that look like on a day-to-day?
It's probably one of the most selfless jobs anybody in the world could do.
I'm sure it is.
It's fulfilling though, right? Like I think so for me, I think I've never lost this feeling, right? Of something turned from just an idea or a thought in somebody's head to reality.
Oh, that's deep.
So I don't think that ever gonna get old to me. Like, and that's what motivates me every day. It's like, shout out J1's on here. Shout out to Ones. That's my guy right there.
Okay.
But yeah, so watching an artist put that together, it's the greatest feeling in the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's a lot that come with that, right? It's like, well, you a therapist, you a big brother, uncle, you know what I'm saying? Like you like all these things, like they become part of your family, right? That's why I'm like very picky on who I fuck with.
Yeah.
Like who I on as a client, right? Because like this person becomes part of your family, right? And I do have a family, right? So I have 2 children. So it's a sacrifice from spending time with them too. You know what I'm saying? Because you move around with people, helping them chase their dream. I mean, you chasing your dream too, because it's like, you know, it's just as much my dream as it is there.
Right.
There's so yeah, it's just a big sacrifice with being a manager. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be prepared for that. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. I mean, I think the biggest thing, so like the biggest don't, I would say.
Yeah, I was about to say, give us some do. I need some do's and some don'ts. So you can start with.
You're gonna just figure it out along the way. So I can't really give you like all the do's, like, because it's just a bunch of shit you're gonna figure out along the way.
Talking about
the biggest don't, right? This the biggest don't. Don't never work with an artist and you want it more than them.
That's a good one.
I don't care how talented they are. It's never gonna work.
That's a good one. That's a really, really, really good one.
And you know, I've fallen victim to that. And I see it just, you know, don't work because you know you'll do all the things and you can lead them to the water, but if they don't want to drink it, like they're not, and it ain't gonna work, and you're gonna spin your wheels and waste time. So, I mean, I think I dealt with it, but I think I've learned from it. You know what I'm saying? I learned from it over the years. So like, I don't really deal with it too much nowadays. It's like the people I'm working with now, like they want it. You know what I'm saying? And they be on me. They blowing my phone up all day. Say, where you at? What you doing? I'm doing it. Like they going in creating. Like I don't have to drag them to go make a video. I don't have to drag them to go to the studio. Like they going to do that on their own.
Right.
And they, you know what I'm saying? They going to network. They going to create these relationships. They doing that because the artist is the product. Serge actually taught me that, right? Like just even from him being an artist over the years, like the artist is gonna always create the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
matter no matter who you working, whatever, the artist is gonna create the opportunity because you are the thing, you are the product that people want to mess with. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to go out there and open the doors.
What
So
What's your advice to artists that seek management? Because I feel like a lot of artists always, feel like they need a manager or they want a manager or whatever. What is your take on them who seek management? Like, how do you feel? Like, I guess the question is, how do they know that they are ready to take on a manager?
I mean, I guess just when it becomes overwhelming and you can't do it by yourself. It's crazy that you bring this up, right?
Mm,
I I actually so it's in the beginning processes, but I'm about to do a book, right?
okay.
And that's kind of what the book is going to be about. It's going to be about things that an artist need to do before they need a manager.
Right, right. Because I know, I mean, I know that it has to be some preparation done
Yeah,
before you do anything. But what it would take for them to, like, this is the time now I need a manager, because it's not, you just can't wake up in the morning and just decide you want a manager.
yeah. No, you gotta go put in the work, right? You just gotta. I mean, you can have your friends. You can have you every artist needs a support team, right?
Yeah.
But that could be your friends or whatever. They not necessarily your manager,
Mm,
but they are your like support system. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go to the open mics with you. They're gonna go to the studio with you. They're gonna do all those things. They're gonna help you get the ball rolling. Um, but yeah, you don't need a manager to it's something to manage. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it's the thing. A manager gets paid commission based.
Right, exactly.
I'm not getting a
So,
salary.
so you know that I want to do this if I'm doing it, because the
Yeah,
money, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. So it's a commission based thing. So a manager don't get paid if you don't get paid. Um, I see. So yeah, everybody don't have the support, but if you're going to do it, if you really want to do it and you love it, um, the universe will materialize the things that you need. Because I didn't always have the support. Like my mother and my aunties, they didn't believe in what I was doing.
I,
They loved me, right? But they
right,
didn't believe in what I was doing. They go get a regular
go
job, go do this,
side, yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So I had to go prove to everybody that this is what I'm gonna do, no matter what. And I had to go make a way. So if you really want it and you love it, see that this is what it boils down to. It's gonna separate who love this shit and who's just
yeah,
doing this shit just cause.
yep, yep,
So if you really love this, the universe gonna bring you what you need. Like I'm a firm believer. I've watched it happen over and over and over again.
mm-hmm.
Um, like Big Sean as an example, right? Big Sean willed himself to success.
He absolutely did.
He willed himself to success. So it's like people can feel however they want to feel about him.
Yep,
Like I watched that boy put in work.
yep, he absolutely did. We were there when he was doing it. He
Yeah,
absolutely did.
yeah,
There's no way anybody can not give him credit for that. He absolutely did. He manifested exactly what he wanted his life to be like. And not only did he say it, he put the work behind it. And nobody can take that from him.
yeah.
Absolutely
So it's,
nobody.
it's not because I think people get it confused, right? They think I got like this magic wand and I wave this magic wand and
Mm-hmm.
things mysteriously happen. It don't work like that. It's you just got to put one foot in front of the other and do everything that you can control.
Because at the end of the day, what I always say on each and every show, because I know this to be very true, things do not happen overnight.
Yeah.
I wish that they did, because if they did,
Everybody's right, because we in this era. Of visuals, right? So, a artist was a couple artists, not even just one. It's a few artists feel like this. My mama on here. I know you love me, ma.
that's my mama. That's so funny. That's right.
Oh, no, ma, I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying you ain't get it. Like, I just say you ain't understand what I was doing.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Um, the the small things, right? Like what an artist can control, right? You can control going to the studio and making a song.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different options, right? Like I don't believe in leasing beats, but if you have to, right? If you have to in the beginning, do that. You can go. There's no reason you can't go get a beat for $20. You know what I'm saying? $30. Go to the studio. You can find what a studio was $50 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Find a decent studio for like $50 an hour. Sometimes even cheaper than that, right? There's no reason you can't go record a song and then put the song out. Even
Yeah,
if you have videos, you can do that, right? Even if you got a job, all that, you can take $150 to $200 and invest it into what you want to do.
you can.
And if you keep doing this over and over and over again, guess what? At some point, somebody's going to notice that you're doing this. You'll find a video director that might be coming up or might even be a little on a higher level than you.
I'm
They
telling
might take a liking to your music. They'll offer to help you.
every time. Yep.
Then they'll offer to help you. And then once you start doing that, then the next person that might be a person that's trying to invest in the music. Oh, I see you doing this. Cool. I'm trying to. And then you know what I'm saying? And then all the pieces start to come together. So it's like you just got all you can do is what you can control. As long as you do what you can control, that's all you can worry about. Nothing else. You don't want to worry about if this person not supporting me, that person not supporting me. That doesn't matter. That's not in your control. Just do what you can control. And even with the music you make, don't make no music that just because you think this is what people want to hear. Make the music that's really in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Make the music that, because you got to live with this and look back on yourself. So when you make the music, if you can look yourself in the mirror and you can stand on this music
Mm-hmm.
20 years from now and you can look back and say, I was cool with that decision, then put that music out. Like,
Yeah,
don't worry about nothing else outside of that.
that's some really, really, really good advice. Really good advice. So, a couple questions that I saw come up. I think you answered the "Where is Mayday" question. Did you answer that?
I mean, not really. So Mayday, I don't know where Mayday. I don't know where she's at right this moment. But Mayday got into like visual art.
Yeah, she did, and she dope too.
Yeah, so Mayday was doing like campaigns with like Adidas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
very, very dope.
she was always a dope drawer. Like Mayday could always draw really,
I did
really dope.
not know she could draw like that. She is
Yeah.
crazy.
So she went into that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was her. That's where everything took her. Like, so you know what I'm saying? So yes, no, she doing really good.
Um. Also, I seen a question come up. I be having to get to my questions because I don't want people to be dogging me out. I seen a question come up that asks, "Are you looking for new artists to manage?"
I'm never looking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if again, if the universe brings me something or puts me in a situation and I feel like it's the right situation, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm never like, oh yeah, I don't have like this quota, like I gotta sign any artists or no, I ain't never been on that. Like literally my entire life has been me just following the flow.
Yeah, I understand.
Everything.
Tell us the artist that because I don't think we talked about this. Tell us the artist that you are managing as of right now.
Okay, so I'm managing super producer Helliver, Nisha Nache.
But I got to talk to y'all because I don't have I don't have a intro to my show.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we got to figure that out because this is
Yeah,
not working right. Okay, go.
yeah.
Hell of
So,
a.
yeah, you got Nisha and Shay.
Mm-hmm.
You got Brielle Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working with Brielle in some capacity. She was like 17 years old for real.
Since she like first came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Kevo Hendricks, aka Million Melodies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you got Wayne 616,
Okay.
producer from Grand Rapids.
Mm-hmm.
And then just recently, you got GMO Stacks,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have a producer from super producer from Flint Energy. Like I just started co-managing him with his father.
Okay.
So yeah, that just happened in the last like month and a half or so. You know,
Is
I've been like,
is
them. So I've
is
been building
one
them.
is that the one Energy? Is that the one who does Rio's beats?
Yeah, he made the Pac-Man and saw the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
He
I
just
love Rio.
yeah. So no, yeah. So energy, dope. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've been, but like him and his dad. This crazy part is, I think this was right. I think this is right after. So Coochie and the Pac-Man song, Free Joe Exotic. Them songs kind of bubbled at the same time for real. Um, so right when they started popping, I had reached out to his dad. Cause wanted to, him and Helluva actually did some collaboration together. Like they worked on some beats and stuff together. So I reached out to his dad. We had did some collaboration stuff with them. Um, and then they started getting a bunch of like publishing deal offers, and like, a lot of stuff started coming their way. So
That's
actually, the lawyer that they work with, shout out to my man Bob Celestin. I actually like referred them to Bob, and Bob started representing them. And Bob is still their lawyer to this day.
relationship.
So me and his dad's older than me, but you know what I'm saying, like Mo so dope. Mo's one of those guys, like, even though he older than me, he still listen to me. You know what I'm saying? He is still, because he's like, you've been doing this longer than me. I
Yeah.
can learn from you. You know what I'm saying? So we
Mm-hmm.
learn from each other, because like him being older than me, he'll teach me like life lessons or give me advice on life stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mo really dope. And I'm excited to see where energy is gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I say, him and Helluva together. And then Wayne too. Wayne 616. Wayne's produced a lot of stuff for Rio and them. Actually, the Louie Ray song Cash App that was just going viral.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne and Energy co-produced that record together. Wayne got quite a few records that he's worked on with Helluva too. Wayne, actually, we have like a me and him and Wayne and Helluva have like a partnership agreement too. Like, so Wayne does a lot of work with Helluva too.
That's
Cause you know what I'm saying, Helluva wanted to
kind
reach
of
out.
all in.
Yeah, cause he wanted to reach Helluva. Cause everybody know Helluva been grinding for so long
Yeah.
that he just wanted to be able to create an opportunity for younger guys that he didn't
Mm-hmm.
have. Right? So he knows we have all these opportunities and things that come our way. So it's like we started working with these other producers that are newer, younger, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Open the doors for them in that way, where these bigger opportunities that's coming from him. He's able to include them, and what I'm saying, and help them build a discography.
I
And
like.
he don't make it where these guys can't move, or they're handicapped, or they're like, you only can work with me. It's like, no, come work with me. But when you venture off and go do your own thing, you're in a better position. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I love that. I absolutely do. So
So
I'm
that's
gonna
that's
show.
how I started working with Wayne, and then from there he just came. We just I just took him on full on as a client.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the show up. I always like to leave the show.
Done already?
Yeah, we've been out here for an hour. But it was very, I think, I took away a lot of stuff from the show, and I think everybody on here. My phone keep on pausing. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Took away a lot of stuff. I think a lot of things I learned more about you that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Which is dope because I get to see the brother side all the time. But I
Yeah.
really saw the manager side, the producer. You kind of smart a little bit. A little bit. Not all like that. A little bit. So I end the show like this all the time because I think and all my responses are always different. So we gotta go fast. My phone getting ready to die.
Okay.
What would the man before us now, you, grown adult Ced that has been through, you know, worked his way up, grinded his way, from started definitely from the bottom and still have more to go, but you've already been so successful thus far. What would you tell your younger self right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I
This is
think
my question of the night.
I had to tell my younger self one. If I had to tell myself one thing, I think I kind of had this figured out, but not all the way. Is make the best decisions for yourself, and don't worry about how it'll. Not okay. So you got to worry about other people, right?
I
Like,
gotta grab my charger. I gotta grab my charger.
okay, hold on. Wait till you come back. I'm gonna wait till you come back.
Hold on. I had no idea my phone was gonna die. But I gotta let you get your thought out. I'm like, I gotta let you get your thought out. Hold on, y'all. This is ghetto. Okay. That's what happens when you go live, y'all.
Yeah.
Stuff happens. Okay.
So yeah, like I say, like so you got to worry about right because things you do affect other people. So
Absolutely.
that's number one. But I would say I think I wouldn't. I think the biggest mistakes I made when I was younger was that I second guessed myself based upon other people.
Mm-hmm.
I I made decisions based on what made other people happy,
Mm.
and I suffered in the long run because I wasn't making decisions to make Cedric happy.
Right. Yeah.
So now, and I think since I've been doing this, like all the decisions I make is for Cedric to be happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But by me making decisions to make Cedric happy, the byproduct of that is me being able to make the people around me who I love the most happy, right?
Yeah.
Even though they might not agree with that decision when I make the decision at the time I make the decision, but at the end of the day, it's for the greater good. So, I've just seen so much. I've been able to progress so much further since I started operating like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that would probably be the only thing I would go back and tell my younger self because I've been pretty on point. Like I'm being serious. Like I've been pretty on point. So it's like that would probably be the one thing that I would tell myself. Oh, and don't procrastinate, right? And
Mm.
we all get in that too. 'Cause sometimes I don't know if it's procrastination or just sometimes like, nah, I just be so busy. So it's like I can't get to everything right when I want to. But I
Mm-hmm.
try to knock things out when they're like right in front of me. Like, all right, let me get this done so it's done and out the way. So I got to think about it. Because, so when you let things linger too long, then you'll forget about it. Then a whole bunch of other stuff happen. Then this stuff just gets buried. Then you be like, damn, I ain't do that. Like, so just try not to procrastinate too much either.
Well,
That's what that's what I would tell a young Cedric.
I definitely appreciate this interview because let me tell y'all something. He's even too busy for me.
Don't say that.
Okay? He's even too busy for me, and he should never.
Shout, shout out my youngin B Loden. So B Loden is a new client of mine too, right? So I'm co-managing him. His uncle Earl managed him. He's from New Orleans, 17, co-producer Ride for Nine Vulture Island. Like
Yeah.
so out for B Loden. We about to, be working and
Well,
get that.
and I'm so glad you could get his time because I sure can't. But I got it tonight, so I don't have. We don't got to talk for 3 more weeks. I'm straight.
You straight.
I'm straight. You did so good tonight. I'm so proud of you. I've seen it from the very beginning, and it's amazing to just witness how, like, somebody when we just hanging out acting a fool, to like seeing them really in their zone, in their element, and like really prospering for real. This is something that you've been doing for a very long time, and I definitely see like it paying off for you. Um, it's good to see. It's good to see you happy for real and like doing what you want to do. Although you don't give your sister the time that she needs, I'm needy. I be needing time. But I'm happy for you. I'm
You gonna
excited.
be like that when you on TV and shit? I'm gonna have to call your assistant to get you on the phone.
Never. No, come on now. Now I ain't gonna never be like that. It's some people that's gonna have to call my assistant though. You not gonna have to call my assistant, but it's some people that's gonna have to call that assistant.
Hey, no, I ain't even gonna go there.
No, go. You want go there, cause you know me. Go.
If I ever got any smoke with anybody, AP pulling up.
Pull up game, still strong. It's been strong since I was. It's been strong since I was 23. It's still strong. I'm
pulling up.
I'm pulling up the show. I pulls up. But thank you so much for being on the show. We gonna talk soon. And you did good. You did good. I'm proud of you. You did good. I ain't have to get you in line or nothing. I'm so happy.
I was just 3 minutes late. It's cool.
That's the only thing you did wrong today. You were 3 minutes late, but I appreciate you, bro. I love you to death.
I love you too.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.